don't drink and drive. Gary Pinkel shouldn't, and nobody should.
Mizzou coach Gary Pinkel speaks out for the first time since his arrest.
Local high school goes on lockdown. We'll tell you why.
And Mid-Missouri protesters say they're being forced out. KOMU 8 News at 6 starts now.
From Studio 8A, coverage you can count on in high definition. This is KOMU 8 News at 6.
Never been here before. Never been involved with anything like this before in my life, in any way. And it was...
Coach Pinkel talks about his DWI for the first time since his arrest last Wednesday. Good evening, I'm Angie Bailey.
And I'm Jim Rick. Thanks for joining us. The news conference was held at his lawyer's office this afternoon. KOMU 8's Eric Blumberg was there, and he now joins us with the details. Eric.
Angie and Jim, Coach Pinkel is still serving a one-game suspension from the program, so the press conference had to happen off campus at his lawyer's office. Pinkel says he's himself for the distraction that he caused.
We'll continue with the mostly cloudy skies. We move on into those overnight hours. Some rain in just a bit.
Well, a suspect in the custody today in connection to Saturday's robbery at break time in Jefferson City. 27-year-old Sarah Smith's being charged with first-degree robbery by Jefferson City Police. Smith did not display a weapon but did leave with an undisclosed amount of money. Her bail is set at $100,000. In a Navaz, man pled guilty in the death of a 6-year-old boy who was run over by the bus the man was driving. Willie Leonberger pled guilty to second-degree manslaughter today. Prosecutors charged him in the January 10th killing of Hunter Pitt, a student in the North Callaway School District. Hunter was ran over and killed just seconds after he and an older sibling got off the bus that Leonberger was driving and began crossing the street. Investigators said Leonberger failed to wait long enough before starting the bus forward.
Mizzou has a big game coming up tonight, a basketball game that is, against the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame in Kansas City. A pep rally just wrapped up, and this is just days before what could be Mizzou's final football game against the Jayhawks. KOMU 8's David Earle joins us live from the Power and Light District. A big week for Mizzou up in Kansas City, right, David?
Good evening to you, Jim. We just wrapped up a pep rally here in the Power and Light District in Kansas City. A bunch of Mizzou fans getting together. We have newscasts. Be sure to tune in then. Reporting live from Kansas City, David Earle, KOMU 8 News.
Okay, thanks, David. Well, we're still waiting at this hour to see if the city of Columbia will make good on a promise to tear out the tent Occupy Como protesters have set up outside of City Hall. So far, that tent is still there. And KOMU 8's Alex Dennison explains why the group believes its camp should stand the way it is. The Occupy Como group first met nearly 2 months ago and is currently using the City Hall building for restrooms, warmth, and internet access.
Moberly residents were talking today about allegations against a former police officer. Last Thursday, Michael Rudder pleaded not guilty to second-degree sexual sodomy and rape. KOMU 8's Jonathan Ketz explains how the community is reacting.
It's a story seeming...
Rudder pleaded not guilty to the charges last Thursday. His next court appearance has not been determined because his attorney is asking for a different judge.
Columbia police locked down Rockbridge High School and the Career Center today after cars passing the school were firing guns. Police believe about 8 or 9 shots were fired on the outer road of South Providence near Rockbridge. Police didn't even know about the shooting for about 10 minutes. No one was hurt, thankfully, and no arrests, though, have been made.
A family looks to break a cycle.
And tonight we have the story of how that family is getting some help.
The Tigers hit the court in Kansas City tonight. Could be a tough game.
And we may be dry for now on Live Doppler 8 First Alert Radar. However, rain is in the forecast. I'll have the details coming up right after this break.